Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another exciting episode of That's Random Podcast, the podcast where we take a little time to explore the extraordinary and ordinary. And today I am, and I will always be, your host, that guy, the one and only Nerdy G. If this is your first time here, listen, like, subscribe, share, do all of those good things. That's a good way to support us here on the network Nerdy's Umbrella. Listen, but not only that, listen, go over there, nerdysumbrella.com. Check out the website. Check out the other shows that we have. It's all there, right? You want to explore your nerd? Go get you some of this nerdy merch, okay? Everything that I wear, every time I'm on this show, it's something from Nerdy Merch, something from this mind, something from the creative team that we have going, and we are working towards bringing you more wonderful things that you can wear, that you can put, like some things you just can't say, but if you put a shirt on, you know it's going to say it for you. That's what we do here, man. Listen, it is what it is. Listen, today's no different than any other day. I'm going to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? We have topics. You clicked on the thumbnail. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're just a listener just from, DSPs, and y'all already know, I have a tendency to go one way, then come back around, start over here, go that way, go up that way, turn a corner, go back that way, and come back. I wrap it all around. That's why the show is called Old As Random, because I start one way and then we get it back. We back. Here we go. So, read something, and I'm gonna read it to you guys here in a second. And I just want to, it's a disclaimer, always disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes, blah, 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 blah. I said at the beginning of the show and all that good old stuff. Little virtual nerdy letting y'all know, read it. We ain't got to say it, but read it, okay? Listen, I didn't fact check this, but if this is true, and we're going to talk about this like this is true, and it's going to get funny and it's going to get serious. So however you take it is how you take it, but take it as entertainment and take it with a grain of salt, okay? But let's talk about the state of Louisiana. The little boot. Great state of Louisiana. I'm going to read this to you guys. Louisiana just became the first state in the U.S. to approve chemical and surgical castration as a punishment option for convicted child sex abusers. Under the new law, judges can order repeat offenders to undergo the procedure as part of their sentencing. Supporters argue it adds an extra layer of protection for the children, while critics say it raises some serious ethical and human rights concerns. This controversial move is sparking nationwide debate about how far the justice system should go when it comes to punishing crimes against children. Well, that was a mouthful. Louisiana, my first comment to you is congratulations for taking it a step further. You are the boot of the United States of America, and you're taking it a step further. Now, I can see how people are on the opposite sides. And then when people are talking about ethical, is it ethical when you take the innocence of a child? That's what we can say. That's a question there, okay? That's a question. Is it ethical when the prison system is in place to, air quotes, rehabilitate a person, but the person goes to jail, they get out of jail, and they come out and they do the exact same shit that they did that they went in for? Then we got to have different conversations, because that initial punishment wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for you to kick the habit or the behavior that you had. Now, we know that it takes 28 days in order for you to kick a habit and start a new habit, right? But if I put you away for 3 years and you have been put away for 3 to 5, let's just say 3 to 5. You've been put away for 3 to 5 years. You come home and within, a month's time, you go and you do the exact same thing that you were put in there for, which is sexual abuse to a child. Well, one, we know that you weren't rehabilitated on the inside, because we know what the prison system really is, air quotes once again. But then two, now you're here. It's in the judge's hands to say, you know what? Castrate his ass. We ain't got time for that. We got to keep it moving. So my question would be, Some like to argue that sexual abuse to children is a disease. Okay, let's go with that. So you castrate the person, then what happens if the person does it again? Right. What happens if the person does it again? Was the castration necessary? I'll let y'all be the judge on that. I'll let y'all answer that question. I'll let y'all figure that out. I pose the question, what's next? What is next? You castrate them. They do it again. You castrate them. You put them back in jail for, let's just say you give them 10 years this time. So they're 10 years in prison getting, air quotes, rehabilitated, and they're castrated. And then they get out, and within, we'll say this time, 6 months, they do it again. Was the castration necessary? That'll be the question. Now, if it's a disease, do we think the announcement of the fear of being castrated, do we think that that would scare them away? If it's a disease, it don't really care, right? I never heard of any disease caring about what you got going on in your life, or what the morals of, the world, or the ethnic, what the morals of the world had going on. This is like, hey, I'm here. I'm a disease. I'm here to do my thing. My thing is here is to disrupt your life and make it difficult for a period of time. So if it's a disease, if we're going with that's a disease, then why not put them in psychiatric care? When we say that the people, these people are crazy. These people are crazy. We lock them up in a Looney Tune bin, right? We put them in a psychiatric care, and we dope them up, and not me, but those people, they put them in there, and then what? So they're there, and what? Huh? I mean, these are questions. They're cheering. Oh, okay, yeah, this is great. This is great. Yeah, it's great in a way, I guess. Me personally, I'm looking, I'm seeing, and I'm like, let's think about this. Let's put this to the side. Let's really set this to the side, and let's really think about this. Let's put our thinking caps on here, guys. We're all grown-ups here, okay? A repeat offender. We got a repeat offender. Are we going to castrate them on the second time? Or are we going to castrate them on the third time? Or are we going to castrate them on the fourth time? Or are we going to castrate them depending on how egregious it is? How many children did you assault? How many children did you take advantage of? Case by case is what most would say. It'll be a case by case. But there's going to be those people who are for humans. And those people who are for humans say, no, I don't think castration is the way to go. I sort of kind of on the fence about that as of right now. Because if I'm looking at it as it's a disease, then I'm on the fence about it. If you can clearly say it's not a disease, castrate them. Because what that means is that you're making a conscious choice to continue to do something that is going to wreck a young person's life. That's a conscious decision that you are making yourself, and that is something that you can control. The decisions that you make are the ones that you have, right? You made the decision to go do this. So if it's not a disease and you continue to make this same decision to go do this over and over because that's what gets you off and that's what your rocks, do what you got to do. Not mad at you, the state of Louisiana. But once again, if it's a disease, I'm on the fence, because then that means I can see an influx of people running to Louisiana to try to be a judge, just to be in there to say, hey, I had X amount of people castrated, because some people, that can be their thing too, But we would hope that the judges that are in place aren't those type of people. We would hope that they have the mindset of people can change. People can go through some rehabilitation and come out a better person on the other side. But if a person is a repeat offender and they keep doing the same shit over and over and over again, even when, if in some instances, some courts do try to offer certain people resources to change their lives for the better. Right? We don't get to hear everybody. We don't get to hear every regular person's journey in the courtroom. But when we talk about some of the stars, we know that the judges have said stuff like, yo, I'll let you out, but you can't move back in that city because you only get in trouble in that city. So you need to find another place to live outside of that city. Okay? We know who that is. Shout out to the project, baby. I fucks with you, homie. Okay. Hey, sometimes the lawyers ask, hey, we believe that we can rehabilitate this person. How about we move this person to Utah and keep this person in Utah away from all of the things that would pull this person into getting into trouble? Give this person a change of scenery. Now, we know the average Joe just can't up and move to Timbuktu. We know that. But there are other things within the community. Hey, go to these meetings. And we know sometimes, some of these meetings, it'd be a person who life has kicked them in a rear end and they're trying to be positive, but all over them and their aura is just like, yo, life kicked your ass a long time ago and it's kicking your ass again today still. Even though you and her trying to be positive and trying to motivate us to be the best version of ourselves that we possibly can be, it's hard to do that when a person is steady carrying around an aura of, I'm still getting my ass kicked by life. It's kind of hard to believe in that person. Louisiana, you're a fool for this one. You're a fool for this one. This one, you talking, I gotta look at this again. I just want to make sure it's in the procedure, right? I know some people say, just give them the death penalty. Why? Say the bullet is cheaper than the surgery. I got it. Okay, cool. Wow. Woo. That's a tough one, right? We're not here to kill people. We're not here to kill people, right? Some people, I know, in the moment, in the feelings, in the rage, somebody took advantage of a child. Anytime somebody take advantage of a child, emotions kick up in me when I hear about it, right? It's no different than when I was having conversations and when it seemed like every woman I talked to had been molested. And I'm just like, this is not supposed to be normal. This is not supposed to be normal. As much as anybody who knows me, they know that I want a little girl, but at the same time, I think it's a reason why I don't have a little girl, because maybe that'll be the time that you see me not control my emotions. That'll be the time that you see me not in full control of myself, because if somebody were to touch or abuse my little girl, who knows where that person will end up, or how that person's life would turn out, and I get it, but I just don't, it shouldn't be normal. It shouldn't be normalized. Every person, every woman shouldn't have a story of being molested. Men shouldn't have stories of being molested. It's how I say this. It made me feel in a way like, goddamn, like if this is normal shit that's going on in everybody else's family, like, thank God my family's not normal, because shit, I would hate, and I hate using the word hate, but I would hate for somebody to try to abuse me as a child. I know that I wasn't the best child in the world, but I guarantee you, I would have went down a dark path, that somebody would have tried to abuse me, because I know the child that I was in the mind that little nerdy had, and how what's the word? I know how cynical I was at that age as a youngster. So yeah, no, it shouldn't be that. Molestation is not a joke. It's not a joking matter. It shouldn't be normalized. And the people who are molesting children, if it's truly a disease, then we got to put them. We have to put them away with the folks who say they are mentally, criminally insane, because molestation is a crime. So the criminally insane, that's something, a part of your brain that's a disease that tells you to continue to do this. That's a disease. That's a criminal activity. That's insane. Put them up, lock them up, sedate them, don't sedate them, but we got to keep them off the streets. If it's something that and I don't even like to say the fact that it's a repeat. It shouldn't be a repeat offense. But that's why I say it's a difficult conversation if scientists say, yeah, it's a disease. If it's a disease, let's treat it like a disease, and let's do, if we catch them in the act of doing these things multiple times to multiple children, then let's do them. Let's let the justice do. Let's make sure that we got all the evidence. Let's make sure that we got the facts. Make sure that we got this right, and make sure all the I's and the T's are dotted and crossed. And then you put that person away. There's no room in this world for child abuse. There's no room in this world for that type of behavior to say it's normal. It eats away at you to know that, like, damn, I don't know what the stat is, how many children have been molested. But for me, like I say, talking to women as I was growing up, and especially when I was in my 20s, of how many women told me that they were molested, I was just like, oh, okay. And it's like when you walk into a room, it changes you, like, and it changes the way that you even, in my opinion, for me, it changed the way that I am with women, right? I always think that women are being nice to me. Even when some women are flirting with me, I honestly believe that they're being nice to me just to say, hey, how you doing? That's it. And it's going to have to be blunt and direct with me, because I don't want to ever be put into a position to where I feel like I'm taking advantage of a woman, or this is like, I want a woman to feel comfortable around me at any given freaking time. I don't want them to be like, oh yeah, he took advantage of me, he molested me, he did this. And these women who have actually been molested by men or women, they coming out later on in life and they realize, hey, they've had some great relationships, but because if they had this little dark secret, and because of the way that it made them react in life, it kind of fucked them up, fucked up those relationships. And that's not something that we want to do. That's not something that we want that person to carry around. We want that person to heal from the damage that was done to them. And I just can't see it. I'm not a fan of that. This is a heavy topic, and I know it is. I was trying to make it lighthearted as I possibly can, but I really can't. Just as the more I talk about it, and the more that I'm verbalizing what it is. One side, it's, don't even give them the surgery, just put a bullet in their head. That's not humane either, right? And the other hand is like, castrate them, and then it's like, castration sounds crazy, but at the same time, no, you can't. If it's a disease, they're going to find another way to get their rocks off, right? If it's not a disease and you castrate them, then okay, then what? Because now that person is traumatized, and what is that person going to do? You castrate that person, then what? What is that person going to do? Because now that person can't go on and have a life with that person can't go on and have a life. So, and what if the molester is a woman? Then what? What do we do? What is it the same thing? How does that work? I don't know. I don't know. That's tough. But listen, no need to sit here and no need to wallow. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a little music right now, and then we'll come back to the closeout, and we'll get out of here. I mean, I know that's a tough topic, and I tried to make it light, but it ain't no way to make that light. So listen, just give me a minute. We'll get to the music. YouTube, y'all already know what it is, and we'll come back just like that, and we'll Jesus, yeah. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And listen, this is the closeout. Listen, child abuse is never to be accepted in society whatsoever. If you know somebody out there that's being child abused or being hurt, say something, do something. You have a right. You have a choice. Make it. Stand up. Stand up for the children. I don't care if it happened to you and nobody stood up for you. At least what you can do is stand up for somebody. If somebody hurt you, you don't have to turn around and hurt somebody. We understand that some of these victims become the alleged, abuser. All right. We're sorry that happened to you, but you don't have to go out and do it to somebody else because nobody was there to take care of you. You went through that experience. Maybe you can take your experience and share it and protect those who can't protect themselves. Just like you couldn't protect yourself, nobody was there to protect you, but you can protect. You can let folks know what the signs are. You can, get out there and tell these folks. Louisiana, when I look at you guys, I say you guys took it a step further. Literally, y'all took it a step further. How this works out, if this is true, if this something that is set in stone, I don't know how. I don't know how. When that first case comes up, I don't know how you guys will approach that. I don't know how you guys will come to a decision to actually mandate that and say, okay, hey, this is what's going on, because that person is still a human at the end of the day. And if we believe in change and rehabilitation, and we believe that we can make it, a person can change, then we probably need to rethink that. If we believe that this is a disease, then what we need to do is we need to take an alternative route on putting them, locking them up and classifying them as the criminal insane. Because at this point, for me, if it's a disease, that's what needs to be done. If it's not a disease, if the scientists come out and say, no, it's not a disease, then my thought process is different. Listen, I didn't mean to get too heavy on you guys. That's all I got to say about that. But we're going to move forward. I hope you guys enjoyed the music. If you were listening on the DSPs, listen, I am your guy, that guy, Nerdy G. This is Oh That's Random, the podcast. This is where we take a little time to explore the extraordinary and ordinary. And today we got a little deep just because of the situation of the topic. It's real, it's life, and it's here. So it's a debate. You get in the comments, tell me what you think, and I'll catch you. I'll catch you. And remember, we are on Wednesdays. Until next time, I'm your guy, Nerdy G. And I'm out.